I am recording now.
Yeah, I am also recording. Hold on, let me just do framed for a second. Got it in one, dude.
Wait, okay, let me get.
I got framed
hold
in
on.
one.
Okay, hold on. If I don't get it in one, I'm gonna be really embarrassed.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
You know
this
this
movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I know this movie. Let me just type that in real quick.
Watch how embarrassing it'll be.
What? No, I got it.
Oh shoot!
Of course I got it.
Yeah, of course it's the first shot.
How am I not gonna know this movie?
I have a Google Doc that has all of my framed stats. Hold on, so let me add this. Well, only if I get it in like 1 or 2, because otherwise it's kind of unimpressive. Welcome to the Dillweed Society Film Podcast. I am back, everyone.
Welcome back.
My name is Isabella, and my favorite movie is Crooklyn.
What is that? I don't know that movie.
Oh, it's a Spike Lee movie. One of my favorites of his and of all time, to be honest. It's a coming-of-age story, and he wrote it with his siblings, and it's kind of like autobiographical, and it's so good. It was 1994. It's got Delroy Lindo. It's great, dude. Okay, who are you?
My name is Max, and my favorite movie is Glengarry Glen Ross.
Okay.
Have I already said that?
I don't think so. I don't think you have.
I don't think I have. That is, it's one of my faves.
Literally a spider on my computer. Okay. Oh, it's dead, but now it's dead on my computer.
That one and that one with Kaiser Sose. What is this?
Usual Suspects.
The Usual Suspects. They're very similar.
Max, how is it going? How was it last week with Vera?
I thought it was pretty good. Vera and I last week. What did we talk about? We talked about After Yang.
Yeah.
Which. Yeah, I don't know. Have you seen it?
A movie? I've never seen it. And so I was editing the podcast because I do the editing work for it, and it like literally made me want to go watch the movie. So great conversation.
Stylistically, really creative. Yeah.
And you rated it really, really high. So
I did.
Makes me want to see it.
It may be a little too high, but 4.5 is closer to how I feel about it than 4.
We are back from San Diego. I guess last podcast we were also back, and now we're here to talk about The Bear, which okay, let me say, so in the past we've had bonus TV show episodes as bonus episodes, but here's what I've decided. Since best first season of a TV series is officially one of our impermanent categories this year, I feel okay including it as like one of our main episodes of the podcast, because this podcast we're kind of like going over movies that are coming out and like kind of relating them back to how they might play out in the award ceremony. So, with this official category, which I'm super excited about, we are going to be reviewing The Bear this week, which is a new television series. It was like all the hype about like a month ago, I want to say.
No, 2 months ago, I think.
2 months ago. Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's mid in the summer, yeah. This is Google's synopsis.
Yeah.
A young chef from the fine dining world comes home to Chicago to run his family's sandwich shop after a heartbreaking death in the family. A world away from what he's used to, Carmie must balance the soul-crushing realities of a small business ownership, a strong-willed and recalcitrant kitchen staff, and his strained familial relationships, all while grappling with the impact of his brother's suicide. As Carmie fights to transform both the shop and himself, he works alongside a rough-around-the-edges kitchen crew that ultimately reveals itself as his chosen family. That's like...
It's a wordy synopsis.
That's a pitch. That's not a synopsis.
No, I think it's a synopsis. I just think it's like wordy.
There's a lot there.
It's a lot there. First of all, when did you watch this? Because I watched this kind of a long time ago.
About a month ago.
A month ago? Yeah. I watched it like when it came out, when everyone was talking about it, because I was just curious, and people were making thirst traps of Carmie. What's the actor's name?
Jeremy Allen White. All the actors in this are attractive.
Okay, this is a debate that we had with
Evan Moss-Barack.
The rest of our family. Okay.
Yeah.
But he's like normal guy on the street. Like you'd see him anywhere.
He's a good-looking guy. He has some weirdness to him. He's got a little bit of funkiness to his face that I think makes him look less like a normal guy.
That's why people like Carmie.
Exactly. For both of them. They're just a little bit weird. looking.
Also,
and that's
Carmie's
cool.
a short king, which people love. My overall thoughts on The Bear is...
My overall thoughts
I mean,
on The Bear.
I liked it. I had a good time. I mean, me personally, I'm not a big TV person, and I ended up like really liking. I really love the representation of like the kitchen dynamics. I think it works really well. Like, I think it is very true to how kitchens actually are. So I liked that about it. I liked the dynamics between like the people. I loved the acting and like their friendships and their community, and like I think it's both reflective of how those jobs normally are, and also it's just very fun to watch, like a community that comes together, and it's like they have problems, sure, but like I don't know, it's so heartwarming.
For the type of show that it is, with stakes that are actually very low, it's not like life or death like a lot of other shows, I guess. It was a like a page turner of a TV show. You know, every episode really made me want to watch the next one like immediately.
Right.
The way that they set up the stakes for the characters, I thought was so... It felt very human, which I think made me connect with the stakes of the show more, and made me like really believe these characters existed. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing all of these characters with sort of different ideas about what they want the world to look like, or what they want the restaurant to look like, or what they want themselves to be like, and seeing them come into conflict. I thought it was a very straightforward sort of TV show structure in that way.
Yeah, totally. You know what I've just realized?
What's that?
So the creator of the show, he also did like a lot of Bo Burnham stuff and Ramy. And
What?
he was a producer on 8th
Ramy?
grade. He was a producer on 8th grade. He did,
No.
yeah. So like that makes a lot of sense for the people, for the audience that watched this. I don't know. His name is Christopher Storer.
He's been on everything. Big. It's like it's very limited, his credits that I'm seeing on Wikipedia, but all of it is like huge stuff. Like his first thing that he's credited on is directing Bo Burnham What, which was like a smash hit.
Yeah,
comedy show.
I hate it.
I didn't like it personally, but I've never liked What.
I don't like Bo Burnham all that much though, so don't take that at face value.
It was such a hit.
I don't know. Yeah, at the time, like, oh my god, he also did a. Oh no, he was a executive producer of George Carmichael's. But then Bo Burnham directed Rothaniel, so it's kind of like the same sphere. I can kind of get that vibe though out of this show. Yeah, even if I don't have the best opinion of Bo Burnham, but Ramy, fucking love that show. I've been meaning to like rewatch it because I think they're doing another season.
Have you seen season 2?
Yeah, I've seen season. Yeah.
Oh my god, what a weird season.
The
first season too. Yeah, we can't even get sidetracked on it.
Have you seen his comedy special that was like, he kind of goes into the plot of the second season of Ramy in that, and he like kind of like convinces people of stuff. It's really funny, but I mean...
The ending of the second season, like, heartbreaking.
Yeah.
The ending of the first season, heart confusing. Like, what? It's just...
Yeah.
I feel like it, like, short-circuited my brain. Like, what is going on?
Ramy is one of the best shows I've ever seen. Anyway, we're talking about The Bear. But
we're talking about The Bear.
It's so easy to get sidetracked with TV because it's so interconnected with, like, so many other shows that are going on. But The Bear...
We touched on that it got really popular because people were making thirst traps about the main character, about Carmie. Because he's like a little rat guy. But he's so determined, and that's a very attractive trait, you know?
He got famous because of Shameless. I wanted to mention that. And I've never seen Shameless, but I've heard great things.
Me neither.
Yeah, performances all around, honestly. Like, they were all good. Like, none of them were bad. Richie. His name was Richie. I thought he was great. I loved their dynamic. Because they weren't really brothers, right? Or cousins. They weren't cousins. But they just called each other cousins, right?
They're not cousins. Richie was just best friends with Carmie's brother.
Right. And also, I want to say, like, I think in terms of the storyline, like, using this kitchen and this very intense, isolated atmosphere to kind of go through like the stages of grief almost through each episode. I think it's like really interesting to see that play out. And I think I would need to watch it again to be able to say that with more confidence. But it is like very much about Carmie coming to terms with the fact that his brother died. So
yeah.
But
it's also about, it's about him becoming a person who can respect other people's, desires and wishes as well. Like he is so blinded by his training in like the really toxic professional chef environment. That he, like, everyone hates him.
Yeah.
And I think that development, both of him learning to like be a person who is able to compromise and is able to see that other people have opinions that make sense, and is able to listen to other people at all, is huge.
Yeah, for sure. And I definitely want to shout out Ayo Edebiri, her performance, because I loved how she kept challenging Carmie, and it's like, that's what you need to do though, because they both kind of came from similar chef backgrounds. Wasn't she like a part of like a...
She was a student. She was never at a like professional...
Right, but she studied professionally. Like she studied how to do the professional work, and then taking that shift into like a family sandwich shop. So like taking that and like bringing it back to like this home of like a Chicago family sandwich shop. I loved their dynamic together. Yeah, I don't know. I just loved every character.
No, yeah, all of the performances were pretty good. I was thinking about Marcus, the baker, and like he has this little subplot about trying to make or about making this new pastry for the donuts.
Oh yeah.
For the restaurant, and then like getting those dashed by Carmie. But I wish they would have explored. I don't think that he had the space to shine as an actor in the way that he could have, just because like they probably had to cut something.
Probably. I mean, it is only like 8 episodes, right? They're making a season 2 though, which it got I'm pretty sure it got greenlit for a season 2. So hopefully they'll kind of explore more of the minor characters, but it is really hard to like, I mean, as we saw in Euphoria, to like have a million characters and like try to humanize and develop them all at once, especially in the first season. So I think them being like more of minor characters, I was fine with that for this. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever really seen like a show that centers like a kitchen, like a sandwich shop. There's
so many movies.
Like a deli kitchen. I know there's... Okay, I will get to that because I made a Letterboxd list called So You Watched The Bear, Now What? And so I will list off all those movies. But, like, I don't know. The kitchen it's such an intense atmosphere. You have, like, quick cuts, like, cut to, like, someone chopping an onion, just cut to blah, blah, blah. And it's, like, something could go wrong at any moment. And the entire season is building up to that. Like that final was it in the final episode with the but yeah, so like the entire season, like I hate watching people use knives. I have a problem with knives. I just, it's kind of an irrational fear. But it's like they're doing things so fast. You have to do things so fast, and like something could slip or something could drop at any moment. And watching that throughout each episode, you're like, okay, when is something going to go wrong? And the things that go wrong are never really, they aren't really injuries, which I think is an interesting choice. Like physical injuries. It's more of just like...
spilling stuff.
Or like Carmie isn't really respecting them. Or like it's going to be like they're having conflict within each other. It's personal conflict, not like, oh, you didn't make this dish right. Or like whatever. It's like always something deeper, which I think is really... key.
Totally. I think that is like the fact that they are able to make the stakes so high in an environment that is real is really impressive, because a lot of TV shows like I'm rewatching Breaking Bad right now. That's a good example.
Like every other fucking person on the planet right now.
Yeah,
literally.
But it's like the episodes, they get all of their drama from the fact that like this person could get killed, or they could get caught and put in prison, or whatever, right? And you realize when you're watching The Bear that they really didn't have to do that. Like you can make something really dramatic in a kitchen. The kitchen is almost like a fantastic environment for that, because it's a time sensitive, high pressure environment.
Yeah.
Where like people's wills have to clash, but they have to do something. It's it's kind of like what Damien Chazelle wants jazz to be in
Whiplash?
The Whiplash.
Yeah.
Like all the jazz musicians are like, that's not how doing jazz actually is. Like there's a lot of preparation and stuff, but Damien Chazelle wants it to be like working in a kitchen where like you have to be perfectly on point all the time, and if other people want things differently, and you have to like navigate your emotions.
Yeah. Man, it's about time I rewatched Whiplash. That was literally, growing up, that was one of my favorite movies ever. But I understand the critiques. I totally do. I just think it's like a good thriller kind of vibe,
Exactly.
Good
with
Halloween
good performances.
Watch. Yeah. Miles Teller.
J.K. Simmons.
That's another Letterboxd list that I made recently because of I was watching Mo Better Blues, and I was like, damn, why are there so many movies where men just like use their passion and like obsessive talent to like excuse them from being like
like The Social Network?
Yeah, so I've got Whiplash, Social Network, Mo Better Blues, La La Land, Wolf of Wall Street, Jobs.
Yeah, those are all really good examples. I'm sure that there are more, actually.
I'm sure. I just made that on a whim because I was annoyed.
That's like a whole subgenre of film.
Men just love to
Men love
excuses.
men, right?
Men love men. I've been saying this for so long, and it's so true. Anyway, I don't need to get on a soapbox. Anyway.
How do you think the second season is going to go? Or what do you think you're excited about in the second season?
Oh, gosh. I think I'm looking forward to getting to know these characters a little bit more. I don't know, like seeing more of their dynamics, seeing kind of how they come together as one. I really don't know where it's going to go. Like, I am not really one to watch, like, a lot of TV show unless it's, like, Glee.
I hope they don't turn back the clock on the show. Like, I hope that, there's all this resolution at the end of the first season about everybody coming to like understand where everybody else is coming from in the kitchen,
right,
and like wanting to work together and stuff. I hope they don't like roll back that character progression, because I feel like that would be an easy thing to do, is like to still have these characters sort of not meshing, just like to put them back in that space. I think that there are places that it could be taken with some creativity.
For sure, yeah. And it's like a very wholesome ending to the first season, right? And it's
for a very high energy, like frightening,
right. So
angry
I
show.
was shocked that it would get a second season. I mean, I know that's always the goal, I guess, for TV, but some of my favorite TV shows are only one season, and I think that's a very powerful thing. Like a little bit longer than a movie, but also episodic, and like I don't know, it tells the story great. It ends in a great place. So I'm looking forward, but I'm wary, I'm always wary of TV and what it will do.
Should we have started this episode saying our favorite TV shows instead? That would have been better.
Hi, my name is Isabella, and my favorite TV show is Fleabag.
Hi, my name is Max, and my favorite TV show is Over the Garden Wall.
Oh, yeah, exactly. One season, or I guess Fleabag is two. Fleabag's two.
No, but the second season of Fleabag sits on its own.
It's one season. Yeah. Did I ever tell the story on this podcast about how I watched Fleabag backwards?
I don't think you did.
Okay, so basically, people have been telling me to watch this fucking show for years. And just knowing who I am. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then, I don't know what happened one night, but I was scrolling through Amazon Prime, and it like kept popping up, and I was like, okay, it's like 20 minutes an episode, why not just like try it? And so I clicked episode 1. Come to realize I was watching season 2 episode 1, and I watched it in one go, and I didn't even know. And so when it got to the last episode of season 2, I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to see where this goes in season 2. And then I realized that I watched the entirety of season 2 before I watched season 1, and I was like, I was a little upset, to be honest. But now I kind of recommend people to watch it that way, because season 2 is amazing. Stands alone.
It stands on its own.
Amazing.
I watched it all in one night.
Yeah, it's a movie.
It was perfect.
Like Over the Garden Wall, you do the same thing, right? So
yeah.
I also love Glee.
I kind of want to get back into Frasier.
Dude, I was so into Frasier for a time. Because I watched it with Najee, and then he just got me, like, hooked onto it, and I was like... Because I've never... Was it based on Cheers?
It's a spin-off of Cheers.
Yeah.
Frasier's a character in Cheers.
Yeah, but I'd never seen Cheers, but
Me neither.
I just like the vibe of Frasier. It's so good. Oh, wait. I wanted to tell you about my Letterboxd list. Okay. So this is my other one that I mentioned. So it's called So You Watched The Bear, Now What? And it's 5 movies that I think give off certain vibes that happen in The Bear. So, first off, the 100-Foot Journey, right?
Yes.
Because he's like building his way up to being a professional chef. And so he gets there, and then now what? You know, like, what does he do? He has to, like, come back and, like, learn and, like, experience. It's just a great story about cooking and love for cooking and love for other people and
drama within the restaurant industry.
Drama in the restaurant, yes. Okay.
And like
100-Foot Journey is one of we're siblings if you didn't know. Our dad's favorite movies of all time. And so we've watched this movie probably 20 times.
Yeah.
It's so good. I totally recommend. It's called the 100-Foot Journey. Okay. Next up, Big Night.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
How can you not say Big Night?
Obviously.
I am due for a rewatch of that movie.
It's so
I might rewatch
good.
that tonight.
Oh my god.
So the Big Night, the plot of it, there's a wedding, right? Yeah? There's a wedding,
A wedding? What? Is that?
Wait. I thought that was the point. Was that they were cooking for a wedding.
No.
That's big.
They're just cooking for... Oh, wait. It says, 2 immigrant brothers pin their hopes on a banquet honoring Louis Prima to save their struggling restaurant.
Oh my god, it's a banquet honoring Louis Prima. That's hilarious.
Yeah. But
okay.
These 2 brothers are like... They run a restaurant, an Italian restaurant. And they're so, like, intense about their work. And so you get the kitchen vibes. They care so much. What's that one quote where it's like...
Sometimes the spaghetti likes to be alone.
Yeah, because they keep asking for, like, marinara or something. And he's like, sometimes...
This is so fucking good, I should kill you.
This is so fucking good, I should kill you. Or, like, to eat good food is to be close to God. It's so good. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
If you like Ratatouille, which isn't on my list because it's a little different.
I was gonna...
Please watch Big Night. Stanley Tucci and Mark Anthony. Okay, anyway, next up we got Chef.
Yeah,
so
Chef,
good.
Jon Favreau.
It's got that closeness.
That's one of my top movies.
Closeness in that food truck. You know, they're like working together. It's a family thing that's going on here too.
Yeah, it's a father and son dynamic and also like a marriage dynamic.
Exactly.
In Chef.
Right. Yeah. So I thought that one was great. Julie and Julia, because she's working very hard, like to like perfect these recipes over and over. It's like very much about perfection and like learning the skills of fine cuisine, while also living in a place. You know, she's doing it from her home in New York. I think. Right.
There's like a very clear like feminist reading of The Bear as well as Julie and Julia. Like both of them talk about like women in a male-dominated and actually 100-Foot Journey.
Oh yeah.
And Ratatouille. But like there are these themes of like how do women get by and succeed, and what are the hurdles in a male-dominated industry that is cooking. And cooking is like a really weird industry where like it's traditionally like labor which is given to women, but all of the most praised cooking is reserved for men.
Yeah, for sure. So last up, we got Hero Dreams of Sushi, which is a documentary, but I think it's got a lot of the same vibes. When did we watch that? We watched that a long
I've seen
time
it
ago.
many times. I've seen it at least 4 times, that movie. But the like documentary aspect, I think, sort of seals that this genre is based on some level in reality of like the passion and the drama and like the frustration that can come from working in a live action environment, kitchen environment like that. Yeah. There's this drama in Hero Dreams of Sushi about which son gets to succeed or has to succeed their father as the head chef in this sushi restaurant.
Right.
There's this, feeling of like if you're succeeding him there's no way that you can be as good as he is. And you're also sort of stuck. You can't like grow because all you're doing is trying to repeat something that your father did. Who ends up getting chosen, or who ended up getting chosen for following in their father's footsteps was contentious and dramatic.
Yeah, so there's that same, like, trying to live up to that familial legacy that Carmie faces when he takes on the duty of, like, chefing his family sandwich shop. Yeah, I just love the ending of that, how it is, like, it's so wholesome, and it's not, like, anything too grand. It's just, like, they come together and they have customers, and it's great. Like, it's, that's it. Like, the grand reopening is just, like, people come and it's great, and people love their sandwiches, and it, like, brings them memories of their past, and it's, like, I love that. Like, it's not anything greater. It's not, like, oh, they're gonna, like, work towards being a Michelin star restaurant. No, it's, like, they're respected in their community, and they came together to make a great shop.
Yeah. One film that might be worth talking about that came out this year. Oh, no. It came out last year. Did you ever see Boiling Point? It's like a drama film that's English that's set in a kitchen. Mm-hmm. It stars Stephen Graham. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It looks kind of cool. Gets interesting reviews. I kind of want to see it now because it's the only one of these that I've heard of, that I have heard of but not seen. And Burnt, I guess, with Bradley Cooper. Is that him? I don't know. I don't like the cover of Burnt as much as I like the cover of Boiling Point.
Oh, they're like the same cover, except Bradley Cooper looks like Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, and it's washed out. It's not as like visually interesting as the cover for Boiling Point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they both look a little boring. I don't know.
Speaking
Bradley
of covers,
Cooper's face kind of turns me off.
What? Bradley Cooper? Are you kidding? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Come on.
I love Bradley Cooper.
That's okay.
Anyway, so I forgive you. But speaking of covers, like poster art, for our permanent categories this year, best film poster is one of them. So I'm so excited because that's like something that you don't really get to like talk about in like other awards shows. And there's been some really good posters this year, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Fresh was really good. X was really good. Pearl has one of my favorite posters.
The cover for Pearl is awesome.
It is so good.
What was Fresh was like a hand?
Yeah, it's like a packaged hand. Funny Pages has got a great one. Spin Me Round, great poster. Anyway, there's like so many. No Bears, which I've been meaning to see. Anyway, do we have anything else to say about...
What does the bear symbolize? Like, what does it even mean? I get that that's like his nickname. Yeah. But you know how
like how Teddy,
in the first episode, there's...
Our brother's nicknamed the Bear.
Yeah.
That's so funny, because our other brother is named Teddy, and so our dad always calls him Bear. And so when I was watching it, I was like, oh my god, another person called Bear.
I just like, what does the bear represent in the, the opening scene of the show? Can I remind you?
Yeah.
So he is standing on a bridge in Chicago, and there's a bear in the middle in a cage, but the cage is unlocked, and the bear starts walking out and like stalking towards him.
Right.
And he's terrified, and then he wakes up from a dream. Like, what is that? I guess he just has anxiety, but
I think it's
like anxiety about himself.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just like a nightmare, and like, you know how I always see birds in my nightmares? Yeah. And I don't know why. I mean, I'm scared of birds, but like, I don't know. I'm an air sign. Maybe that's something, but something that, I mean, it's his nickname, but it's also his greatest fear, right? That shows up in his nightmares. So maybe there's like that conflict with that juxtaposition, I guess, between the two.
Yeah. Or that there's some aspect of himself that is frightening to him.
Yeah, like he fears even himself, like parts of himself. Or maybe in season 2 they'll go into it with like maybe he and his brother had something to do with the bear.
Yeah. Oh, there's that like avant-garde sort of like opening to the last episode where he's doing a TV where he's doing like a TV cooking show and everything is missing.
Yeah.
That's like another dream. I thought that was so creative.
Yeah, it is really creative. Like the stylistic choices that they made in terms of the fantasy elements of it that were really great. All right. What would you rate The Bear? On a scale of 1 to 5, I guess, because it's hard.
How do we do TV shows? I want to do it from 1 to 10 just because it's so long.
It's so hard.
I would give The Bear a 4 out of 5 as a TV show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
4 stars.
I'm like in between 4 and 4.5, but I think I'm gonna go with 4. Yeah. It was really good. That. Like that's really good.
It's not a light 4. It's a strong 4.
Strong, yeah. So if you want to watch The Bear, it's on Hulu. You can watch it in one go, like one night. Just play through it. Plays like a movie. It's great.
It's kind of long for one night.
Okay, maybe 2 nights.
Yeah,
but like,
2 nights.
It's
3
good.
nights.
It's good.
It's really good. When you start watching it, it'll be hard to stop.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah. Watch The Bear. Stick around because we are going to give our recommendation segment after this short interlude. Have you ever wanted to be able to nominate or vote in ceremonies like the Oscars or the Emmys? Have you ever loved a feature so much only for it to be swept under the rug? Because I know I have. Well, worry no more, because we at the Doughy Society host a non-exclusive movie award ceremony each year in February. And if you apply to become associate, you can nominate any movie you like and vote on the collective nominations. It's completely free. It takes 2 seconds. Just visit apply.doughySociety.com and we will send you all the active information. You can also browse our website, doughySociety.com, and see our archive, and there's a bunch of other cool stuff there. Email us at doughySociety@gmail.com if you have any complications or questions. All right, that's my spiel. Back to the show. All right, everyone, we're back. For us, it was only like 2 seconds, but for you, maybe it was a few more and you heard my voice. But Max, what are you recommending today?
I'm going to recommend Cha-Cha Real Smooth, which is now available on Hulu.
Oh, on Hulu. Oh, okay. It was on Apple for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on Hulu now. Yeah, it's definitely on Apple. I thought that, so I saw Cha-Cha Real Smooth screening at Sundance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed it. It's sort of a movie about exploring what it's like to be first year out of college.
Right.
And I think that it does a pretty good job of sort of exploring how weird he feels, I assume. I don't want to like project it all on him, but it definitely it seems very personal.
Yeah.
And obviously it's not autobiographical, but I think thematically and emotionally
it's definitely
real experiences.
It definitely is. Like Cooper Raiff is really, I've said this a million times, so if I've said this before and you've heard this, I'm sorry. But Cooper Raiff is so good at making coming of age stories for the age he literally is. Like, usually...
And he plays the main character,
which he wasn't supposed to in Cha-Cha Real Smooth, but Dakota Johnson wanted him to. Yeah, anyway, it's a whole story. But Cooper Raiff made Shithouse, which took place in college, and usually with coming of age stories, right, they're like kind of retrospective, like you're kind of reflecting back on how you thought during that time, and they're usually written by people who are older. But Cooper Raiff... I don't even know who the fuck he is or what his parents do, because how the hell is he already this successful and he's only like, he's probably like your age, Max.
Yeah. 25, but yeah.
Yeah, basically. I like Shithouse a lot more than Cha-Cha Real Smooth, which I have said many times.
You've said many times.
I also think you might have recommended Cha-Cha Real Smooth before, but it's worth a re-recommend. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Because like
possibly
people probably don't listen to all these podcasts. So if you haven't seen it, Apple or supposedly Hulu.
I thought I saw it on Hulu the other night, and that's what reminded me of it.
Okay.
I know it's on Apple, though.
Yeah.
I know it's on Apple, so yeah.
Okay. My recommendation is also a film we saw at Sundance.
I think I know what it is.
Emily the Criminal. So it's getting a small theatrical release right now, which...
No way.
Very happy for. It's not showing in many places, but... hopefully it'll come to streaming soon because it's like really great. It's Aubrey Plaza. It's got Theo Rossi. Oh my god, I can't even explain it. It's like she gets into these like minor criminal things to like make some money, and then she kind of gets roped into it, but it's also like a love story, and it's a story about like, I don't know, it's also a little bit of a coming of age story, and I think Aubrey Plaza just does such a great job. And you know something, Aubrey Plaza and Dakota Johnson are like the two, like, they support every fucking movie that comes out. Like, Dakota Johnson has been in so many like indie flicks that have been in festivals.
Yeah.
Which I totally support. Same with the Duplass brothers. They're very supportive of that as well. So I just want to shout them out for that. We need more people like that. But yeah, Emily the Criminal is my recommendation. Yeah, I think that's all we have for today. Next week, who knows? We might talk about No Exit. Could be an option, Max.
Many possible.
Cha-Cha Real Smooth, because we did see Cha-Cha Real Smooth. We could talk about it.
Amsterdam just came out.
It's
on
getting
Friday.
Horrible reviews.
I believe it. I think we should see it and trash it if it's bad.
Okay, thumbs up. Okay, thank you for listening to this week's Stillweed Society Film Podcast.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening. Bye.